Topic 9, and we are still in ecology. My name is Joshua Mugabi. I welcome you to topic 9, ecology. Our learning outcome is E. Examine the impact of invasive species on native biodiversity, ecosystems, and economies, as well as strategies for their management and control. Our learning activity is coming from B. Using problem-based learning method, learners analyze terrestrial or aquatic invasive species case study to find the characteristics of invasive species, their impacts on native biodiversity, ecosystem, and economies, strategies to manage and control invasive species. Problem-based learning, invasive species case study, item 1. Let's look at terrestrial invasive species. We shall look at water hyacinth in wetlands. Students are presented with a case study. Water hyacinth has rapidly invaded a local wetland, reducing native plant and animal populations. Task: identify 3 characteristics of water hyacinth that makes it invasive. Explain how it affects native biodiversity and ecosystem functioning. Suggest at least 2 strategies to manage or control water hyacinth. Identify 3 characteristics of water hyacinth that makes it invasive. The characteristics: we have rapid reproduction through vegetative fragmentation and seeds, floating mats that block sunlight, tolerance to a wide range of water conditions. Explain how it affects native biodiversity and ecosystem functioning. Impacts: it reduces native aquatic plants and animals. It decreases oxygen in the water, affecting fish, disrupts nutrient recycling and water flow. Suggest at least 2 strategies to manage or control water hyacinth. Management strategies: there is mechanical removal, that is harvesting, biological control using weevils, insect species that feed on water hyacinth, chemical control with herbicides as a last resort. Still on problem-based learning, we have invasive species case study, item 2. We are looking at terrestrial invasive species. This time we are looking at Lantana camara. A case study describes lantana camara invading forest edges, displacing native plants. Task: identify invasive characteristics of lantana camara. State impacts on ecosystems and local economies. Recommend control measures. Identify invasive characteristics of lantana camara. Characteristics: there is rapid growth and dense thickets, produces allelopathic chemicals that inhibit other plants, produces abundant seed dispersed by birds. State impacts on ecosystem and local economies. Impacts: displaces native plant species. It reduces grazing land for livestock, which leads to affect the local farmers. Alters fire regimes, increasing wildfire risks. Recommend control measures. Control measures will include manual removal and controlled burning. We can use herbicides, restoration of native vegetation after removal. Still under problem-based learning, invasive species case study item 3. Let's look at aquatic invasive species. We shall look at the Nilo perch in the Lake Victoria. Case study: Nilo perch introduced to Lake Victoria for fisheries, impacting native chinchillid. Task: describe invasive characteristics of Nile perch. Explain impacts on biodiversity, ecosystems, and economy. Suggest management strategies. Describe the invasive characteristics of Nile perch. Characteristics include its large, aggressive predator, fast growth and high reproductive rate. Can it dominate new habitats quickly? Explain impacts on biodiversity, ecosystems, and economy. Impacts: native chinchillid fish population declined drastically. There is loss of aquatic biodiversity. Economic effects: there is short-term fisheries benefit, long-term ecosystem instability, affecting fishing livelihoods. Suggest management strategies. Management strategies will include regulated fishing to control population, monitoring of native fish recovery, habitat restoration, and conservation of indigenous species. We are still on problem-based learning, invasive species case study, item 4. Problem-solving activity, group work. Students are divided into groups and asked to analyze a new case study. An invasive plant, Parthenium hysterophorus, is spreading in farmlands. Task: identify characteristics that allow Parthenium to invade. Analyze its effect on local biodiversity and agriculture. Propose an integrated management plan. Identify characteristics that allow Parthenium to invade. Characteristics include fast-growing annual plant. It produces a large number of wind-dispersed seeds. It has allelopathic properties which inhibit crop growth. Analyze its effect on local biodiversity and agriculture. Effects: it displaces native plants, reducing biodiversity, reduces crop yields, leading to economic losses, causes health problems in humans and livestock, allergies, dermatitis, among many others. Propose an integrated management plan. Management plan: mechanical removal before flowering, use of a biological control agent, for example, insects feeding on Parthenium, chemical control with herbicides, farmer education and community involvement. Still under problem-based learning, invasive species case study, item 5. We are looking at ecosystem and economic analysis. Students are asked to summarize the overall impact of invasive species in a region. Task: identify 3 types of impacts invasive species have. Suggest long-term strategies to prevent future invasions. Identify 3 types of impact invasive species have. Impacts: ecological, there is loss of native biodiversity, altered ecosystem processes. Economic, reduced agricultural or fishery productivity. Social stock healthy, spread of allergens or toxins. Suggest long-term strategies to prevent future invasions. Long-term preventions: monitoring and early detection of invasive species, quarantine and control of imported species, public awareness and community engagement in management. Key learning outcomes. Learners can identify characteristics of invasive species. Learners can analyze impacts on ecosystems, biodiversity, and economy. Learners can propose evidence-based management and control strategies, and promotes problem solving, teamwork, research, and critical thinking in real-world ecology. This has been topic 9, and it is ecology. Thank you for participating in topic 9, ecology. We have been looking at learning outcome E, examine the impact of invasive species on native biodiversity, ecosystem, and economies, as well as strategies for their management and control. Our learning activity has been B, using problem-based learning method. Learners analyze terrestrial or aquatic invasive species case study to find the characteristics of invasive species, their impact on native biodiversity, ecosystem, and economies, strategies to manage and control the invasive species. Each group writes a report to present their findings. If it has been useful, visit me at Mugabi Biology on YouTube.